This is a very short film about the Tann Synchronome of Westbury in Wiltshire Fire Alarm Company and their biggest disaster, the Vigilant fire alarm. This is a 2-rack, one rack there, one rack below it, with LCD readout here of the various distribution units and ACMs that fed it onto this monitor here. Right at the bottom is a second monitor, which is the remote repeater unit, and this all stands in a 5-foot rack, 5 or 6 foot rack, and at the moment it is in my garage. This spent probably 8, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13 years, maybe a bit more, serving a factory in Telford. Unfortunately, it didn't work, and that was due to poor temperature compensated components and bad design, which became the subject of a lawsuit. This one was changed, as I said, possibly around about 1997, 1998, for a much more modern type of fire alarm, and this was one of the very first analog fire alarm systems with digital readout per detector, and the detectors are those. The Vigilant detector, optical detector, I believe this one is. No, this is ionisation. What have we got? Yes, this is a Tann Synchronome Clevedon Avon Somerset late model ionisation detector, with its Hicks switch there for setting the particular number of the device. 240 of those per loop, and distribution cards called DUs, which were used to have mini loops of 16 devices per loop off that card, and 16 DUs per loop, is how the system worked, I believe, if my maths are correct there. We have also the interface modules at the bottom in order to bring the two racks together, so that this became 240 plus 240 for the large factory that it protected, well, attended, etc, etc. This is an Epson printer here. Pull the rack out. Good old Epson printer, DOS printer with DOS software. Print out on this paper here out of the front of the printer unit the fire and faults and status of the fire alarm. If I pull the, we can't pull the front, so if I pull a rack out, rack A, there is a rack A Vigilant with its bell relay on top and interface to the main unit, to the second rack, and also to the repeater unit, and various control switches on the front of the rack. Push that back in, and we have rack B, which is identical, but just for information purposes, that is rack B, again with its interface module, and the repeater unit sits at the bottom there. That really wouldn't be in a separate cabinet, but I at the moment have got that smoked cabinet and using it for a Rakel receiver cabinet. much more useful than what it used to be. The Vigilant. This is GADPR, Fire Alarm, ex-Fire Alarm Engineer of Tann Synchronome Limited at Westbury in Wiltshire.